Well, as in most of my films, the wind is blowing. So hey, here's another fine video produced by me and starring my dog, my wife, and other friends. Hope you enjoy this adventure. We're starting a new year, and last year's adventures, instead of being a pop, they were a poof. So let's get some better adventures, although we did a lot of them last year. Here we go with what a year it was, 2019. This is Vicky hiding behind me. We started it off in Yuma. We went to a pretty cool place, wood carving expo, and they had some awesome things there. This is just a little bit of them. Going to show you a little bit of this and a little bit of that. We explored all the eateries, and it was cold and windy that day. We went to a parade, if you remember that. It was Hank Day. I had never been to a Renaissance fair, and that's what this was. It was kind of fun. Seen a lot of things I'd never seen before. Unfortunately, sad days were coming. We lost our son Eric, and we're still fighting to get over that one. It took me a long time to get Vicky out of the house, but we finally took her to this car show. It was kind of fun. We'd never been to a lowrider car show. Vicky's cousin Lee gave us this dune buggy. We got it running right before we were ready to leave Yuma. We went to the fair, and myself and my cousin both got some kind of virus there. Mine was MRSA. We went on to Lake Havasu, where the view was great. We got to see the London Bridge. But man, it was tight in there. It was tight. We went to Oatman. You seen that video. We also was down in Laughlin again. Oatman has the wild girls. Laughlin was pretty cool. We enjoyed our time there this time. They had the bike rally, Laughlin River Run or whatever they call it. That was me on the Indian. Then we just explored Route 66 for a while. We put a lot of videos on there. We stopped at Crater, and that's where I noticed that my suspension was broke on the trailer. So we went on over to Wilson because we wanted to go check it out. This is McHood Campground. We wanted to, oh yeah, on the way there we stopped and seen all these petrified, what do you call them, petrified trees. And the Painted Desert was just outside of Winslow. Well, the main reason we went to Winslow is we wanted to stand on the corner. You know all about that song, I'm sure. There's your flatbed Ford. There's a girl sitting in it too. What do you know? And anyway, we left there and we headed to this park back in Flagstaff, because that's where we had to get it fixed. The RV, that is. Once we got the RV fixed, we took off again. This time we headed up to Grand Canyon. We'd never seen it in the snow. We didn't expect the snow, but it was nice. Then we headed towards Four Corners. Just about 30 miles outside of Four Corners, the pickup started running very poorly. It went into limp mode, which means every pass we came to, we had to slow down. Well, we'd go as far as we could, as fast as we could, then we'd get down to about 5 miles an hour. I'd have to pull over and put that thing into four-wheel drive low to pull over the pass. 537 miles we did that to get this truck back to Idaho where we could get it fixed. And we found out it was the computer. Yep, truck broke down again. We get back to Idaho, and I'm thinking, well, I'm going to hop on the motorcycle and ride it around while we're waiting on the truck repair again. Well, this is what I found. My bike was covered in some kind of aluminum mold funk. Well, that was $3,000 worth of damage, and luckily the insurance covered that. So while we're waiting on the truck and waiting on the insurance for the bike, we just decided to go ahead and drive around. We went down to Thousand Springs, if you remember that video. It was pretty cool. And we also went on over to a fish farm. And these are sturgeon fish. Big, ugly, and very, very old. That was a great video, I think. Matter of fact, got a lot of good comments on that one. Well, we picked up the pickup, and computer was fixed. That was about $2,000. We got about 50 feet away from the shop before the air conditioner went out of it again. This is number 9 or number 10. That's getting frustrating. So we started trying to figure out why it kept going out. The compressor itself was going out, other leaks too, but my nephew figured out that we were putting in the wrong ones. They were putting in cheap aftermarket ones. We put a good Dodge one in there, and now it seems to be working very well. Hopefully that's the last time I do that. So, once the pickup was fixed, we headed up to Chaparral Campground. If you remember that video, that's where Hank and the squirrel tangled, and Vicky broomed that squirrel right out the door. That was funny. We liked it up there, but we had to get back because, you know, Sturgis is coming on. That was the end of July. We get home and I hop on the bike and meet these hombres on the road. And then when you got down to, where the heck was it? Alzada. And ran into the other crew we were going to hang out with. It was a great time. You guys have probably all seen the Sturgis video. There's many of them on here from Sturgis. I'm just going to throw these two pictures on now. Once I got back from Sturgis, we took off for a campground we'd never been to up around McCall and Donnelly, Idaho. It's called Sisera. Man, was it beautiful. The price was right. We ended up staying a full month there. Great walking trails. I did a lot of videoing up there. I hope you enjoyed all of those. Well, Vicky had her big 6-0 birthday while we were up there at Camp Sisera. I asked her what she wanted to do. I didn't care. Money was no object. I had 20 bucks in my pocket. No, not really. Whatever she wanted to do, that was fine with me. She decided she wanted to go for a long ride up a windy road, and we made a video of that. And she got to Warm Springs here. It was another beautiful place. We also was able to get her favorite color pie with her favorite color ice cream. She enjoyed the day, and so did I, being with my wife and my little puppy Hank. While we're up there at Sisera Campground, we went to McCall, we went to Donnelly, we went all over the place. But Vicky learned how to make blueberry sourdough pancakes. That recipe, or the starter they call it, was 136 years old. She's still making those pancakes for me quite often. They are great. We had to leave Camp Sisera and head down the road because they were locking the gate. They only was able to stay open so many months a year. We will be back there. But we took off for Rufus, Oregon. I like that little spot there, windy. I'm guessing you guys, some of you anyway, seen the video we took there. I guess that's one of the best places in America for doing that little windsurfing board thingamajig where they hop on a board with a sail on it and go flying down the road. Well, they were doing that and I got a good video of it. I hope you enjoyed it, the ones that seen it. Then we headed down to Pendleton, Oregon. You guys remember that one? I sure do. Well, up on top of a big pass, we're barely getting to the top of it and we start losing power again. I'm thinking, oh no, not another computer. But it was different this time. So we pull over on the top of it check it out, and it's making a hell of a noise. We limp it on down to the other side where I could see from where we were parked that we could just downhill to the camp we were headed to. So we go to that RV park, get unhooked and everything. That's quite a story in itself, a lot of video about that. And I called somebody to get it fixed, and I have it towed to that shop. Well, the shop got it in there and got it out of there pretty rapidly. Only one problem with that. But they found out that the injector had just quit working. So there was an $850 injector replacement. But also, this here flywheel flex plate had broke, and we had to get it repaired. And he didn't have a new one, so we had to put a used one in to get it back on the road. But luckily, Team Ramco, the guy who built the transmission, he paid for that part of the repair job. And here's the bad part. I had to repay for it again once I got the rig back down to Yuma. So there was another $850, but you guys all helped me out on that one, and I appreciate it. Well, we left Tillamook and we came all the way over here to Blue Spruce. And right down that way there was the ocean, just within walking distance. The campsite was rather close, but I liked the fact that every morning me and Hank, we got to get up and go for a little walk down to the ocean. He loves the beach. We explored the whole coast. This is where I took Hank walking every morning, but we started up here at Tillamook. We camped there for a week, and then we went up north and explored. Then we went down the coast a little ways and explored. These are shots that were taken down there by the pier where I walked Hank every morning. We always like to stop at this little cafe here in Newport to eat. We liked it. Once we did a certain range, then we would move the RV down to the next campsite. But we found some awesome things up there to video. I'm hoping you guys got to see all those different spots we found. We always stop at every lighthouse we see. We've seen this one many times, but it's always great to go there. Once we left Blue Spruce Campground, we headed to Florence. We found a free spot to stay at the casino. We spent the night there before we headed on down to South Jetty. It was a 1,000 Trails campground. Vicky didn't like it. It was too dark, too depressing. You never did get to see the sun while you were there. So we won't be going back there, nice as it was. We like to stay free when we can, and we found this place in Medford. It's a Cracker Barrel. And all we had to do next morning was get up and head down that freeway to Susanville. We made some short little videos in between these towns, but this was Susanville. And we didn't do much but sit in the parking lot at the Walmart, as you can see. Well, free is good. We was able to get our groceries stocked up and all that. Then we was able to head on down to the road to Tonopah. Yep, Tonopah. Never been there either. So we stayed there overnight. From Tonopah, we dropped down into the Las Vegas Valley. Don't know what you call it. But we stayed at this place called Pahrump Lakeside Casino. It was awesome. It was beautiful. We enjoyed it. We booked it for 2 days, and then we decided, well, they give you a booklet and you get to stay another free day. We ate the food. We just enjoyed it there. We'd have stayed longer, but we had to go on down to Laughlin. That's where we went next, Laughlin, Nevada. At Laughlin, we've stayed there 3 times now. We got a kind of a crappy parking spot this time, right close to that bridge. Didn't like that. But we put a lot of videos on from here. I don't know how many for sure, but you guys do. We went to all the campsites and other things around the area, filmed them all, and headed that way. Right down towards Quartzite. And this was our next stop. We've never spent more than an overnight stop in Quartzite. We found quite a few things to film there. The Jolly Monument was quite interesting. Plus we drove around town, looked at all the other spots you could stay at, and we put a few films on there about that. So I hope you got to see those. As you can see, we've made it to Yuma. We are staying right next to the lot we stayed on last year, renting from the same person we did last year. Since we've got here, we've made a lot of videos, so I hope you've seen them all. The latest one was probably my birthday. That was a great surprise. This guy moved his RV out and headed down the road just so Terry could move his RV in. I thought that was quite nice. So I hope you got to see all the rest of the videos. Well, that's a lot of pictures to put on here, a whole year's worth. Took me a while to put them on here. Today's the 31st. Tonight we're going to do our eating. We'll go out for dinner somewhere. I think we're going to Texas Roadhouse. And then we'll go to the show house. That's what we're doing tonight. I'll probably put this on here on January 1st. So, as you can see, Terry's here. We had his birthday. We went out and had a dinner with him yesterday for his birthday on the 29th. And then mine was the 28th. And you've seen all those fine people that showed up on mine. So anyway, this gives you an idea of what we've done. I know I missed a lot of it. But it's a cold day, and I ain't going to stand out here and record no more. So stay tuned to next year's videos. There'll be plenty of them, I'm sure.